Thanks for joining us for CVM News at noon. It's Thursday, December 11, 2025. I'm Amoy Harriet. Up first this afternoon, 3 of Jamaica's major health facilities soon could be relocated. Speaking at the Health Ministry's latest press briefing a short while ago, Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton revealed that repair work is now underway at 4 of the island's key hospitals, all left badly damaged in Melissa's wake. But he noted the current fixes are only a stopgap. Dr. Tufton says the ministry, in partnership with the Inter-American Development Bank, has launched a comprehensive assessment to determine whether some facilities must be relocated altogether to safer, less vulnerable sites.
These institutions are Black River Hospital, Noel Holmes Hospital, Falmouth Hospital, all institutions that are located literally on the coastline. And it's a rapid study, so we're hoping to have some results in the early new year, and that will then form the basis of determining the reconstruction and redevelopment plans for those institutions. So while we are now doing work to restore them for usage, that work is limited to some extent while the more significant study is done to determine longer term improvements, upgrading.
Meanwhile, in a few days, the ministry will be relocating the Black River Field Hospital, which is now located at the Black River High School, to the property of the Black River Hospital.
The intention here is to consolidate services, given that the Black River facility is now cleaned up. Some services are going to be restored there, given the work that is taking place, and the staff are better able to coordinate the management of patient care on this at the same geographic location. That we believe is the best approach. We are in the process of training our local team, working with the JDF for that relocation, but also for maintenance of that of the equipment.
To other news now, a 63-year-old vegetable vendor has died following a motorcycle accident along a section of the Sheffield Main Road in Westmoreland on Tuesday night. He has been identified as Errol Samuels, otherwise called Errol, also of a Sheffield address. Now, reports from the Savannah Lamar police are that about 8:30 p.m., Mr. Samuels was riding his motorcycle from the direction of Negril towards Sheffield. Now, on reaching a section of the Sheffield Main Road, Mr. Samuels lost control of the motorcycle and crashed into a utility pole. He sustained head and body injuries and was rushed to hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, following the accident, investigators from the Accident Reconstruction Branch visited the scene, and they told CVM News that based on investigations, Mr. Samuels was not wearing a helmet, which they say could have spared his life. The investigators say Mr. Samuels may have also been drinking up to the time of his death. Now, even as the government is moving to regularize thousands of Jamaicans occupying lands for generations without titles, economic consultant Janelle McQuan argues squatting is a significant issue in the country. Now, the issue was discussed on Wednesday's edition of Lead Story.
So we would have seen an economic side of that as it relates to, because we don't have a regularization and we're not getting these people to have this title, what happened is that they are locked out from contributing to the economy at large, because without land or without a land title which could have been used as collateral to access loan to put small businesses. So it's really a major issue now, and Hurricane Melissa has really exposed this in places like Hunting, Manchester, and places in Hanover.
Now, the Rural Agricultural Development Authority, RADA, says it remains fully engaged in helping the farming sector bounce back after Hurricane Melissa. Principal Director of Field Services and Operations, Colin Henry, says the agency continues to work closely with all partners to rebuild the sector. Mr. Henry says the goal is not just to recover, but to build a more resilient farming industry capable of withstanding future shocks. He was speaking at the latest RADA Recovery and Resilience Stakeholder Series recently.
Our investigation to date revealed that we have lost over 50,000 hectares of agricultural crops, and that is very, very, very devastating. Also, this would have impacted over 70,000 farmers. So what we have been doing so far, we have been conducting rapid field assessment within all the parishes, paying special attention to the worst affected parishes of Westmoreland, Trelawney, St. James, and Nova, while we are working with the eastern parishes to recover and to stabilize agricultural supplies. Having conducting rapid assessment, we have used data collected to develop a structured production plan. And this is very crucial because we want to guide and develop agriculture in a structured way. We don't want to just rebuild, we want to rebuild and to restore production so that we can be better able to manage future shocks.
Now, administrators at the Little London High School in Westmoreland are breathing a sigh of relief this afternoon after the school received a generator and a Starlink from former Special Envoy to Africa, Marjorie Grant Fuller. The donation will go a far way in helping students, according to them, especially those with upcoming external exams. Giselle Mills has the details.
Hundreds of students will have access to the internet with the donation of this Starlink. The generator, also recently donated, will go a far way in powering devices and equipment at the Little London High School. The school, like many in Westmoreland, was badly damaged by Hurricane Melissa. The donations were made by Ambassador Marjorie Grant Fuller.
When I spoke with this lovely gentleman, Mr. Miles, he told me exactly the problems here at the school, and the children had to return to school and they had no refrigeration, no light.
She disclosed that seeing the damage on phone is different from seeing it in person.
My original home is Jamaica, but I live in California now, and I will take back to others there, either in the diaspora or Americans who want to reach out and help Jamaica. Because I'm here, seeing it, and seeing it is different than reading and getting the news. I was here, I can touch all the people who are involved and who were affected by it.
Councillor for the Little London Division, Ian Miles, was instrumental in getting the equipment. He says they arrived just in time for CXC students who have to make up for lost time preparing for their exams.
The high school and where we are with the CSEC examinations, we'll have to do something. And she right away said yes. The generator is important. Our office is down because there's no electricity here. The CSEC coordinator is in Savlamar as we speak. Just doing the registration for students on the system there. Nothing can be done. So the internet connectivity through the Starlink coupled or driven by the generator is something that was needed, very, very much needed. And here we are.
Councillor Miles is urging more Jamaicans to step up and not just depend on government assistance.
There's nothing that we do in life, and especially from a leadership or governance perspective, that everyone will benefit. And so we as individuals, we have to go there and search for the instruments or the equipment that is needed. We have to do something on our own. And as the ambassador said, we are resilient people. We know how to communicate. We know how to ask for donation. And here we are getting some. It's not enough, but we have to give thanks. This is a start. And so for those of you who are watching and listening, I'm calling on you. The need is dire in Jamaica. Don't think that Melissa in 1 month, we have put all the pieces together and it's gone. We are living, as we were before. No. Every single day, we have people who are still out of shelter. We have people who doesn't have food. The need is still here.
Giselle Mills reporting for CVM News.
Debt collection is an issue affecting thousands of Jamaicans, many of whom say the tactics used by some collectors are aggressive, intrusive, and downright harassing. But did you know Jamaica has almost no specific laws regulating debt collection practices? Attorney at law Christopher Henry believes stronger protections are urgently needed. And we do apologize for the absence of the audio there, but our reporter Akeem Oret will have all this and so much more in Query This later on in CVM News at 7. Well, it's time for a break, but stay with us more when we come back.
and get creative with your floors, walls, and all the spaces in between. Our knowledgeable sales consultants are happy to help create your beautiful finish with the latest designs in first quality porcelain, wood look, vinyl, mosaics, natural stones, and countertops. At Creative, you will get every tile you need for your residential or commercial projects. Creative Building Finishes, your one-stop shop for everything tiles. Visit our showroom at 5 Red Hills Road or call 876-929-5553. Get tiles, get creative.
Tired of the high interest rates and the whole heap of loan payments every month? Take a debt consolidation loan from AIM to pay credit card bills and all other high interest rate loans from other institutions. Make one low monthly payment to AIM and take home some extra money in your pocket. That's financial freedom. One loan, one low payment, more money in your pocket. Call AIM today to lower your loan payment. And remember, you won't find a better deal elsewhere. Guaranteed.
Welcome back to CVM News at noon. Now, reports of widespread vandalism targeting Flow's network infrastructure has raised serious concerns about the stability of Jamaica's communication systems and the impact on customers, businesses, and critical services. From damaged lines to disrupted internet and phone services, thousands of households have been affected, with emergency response teams, schools, and businesses feeling the impact most severely. So, what exactly happened? How long will restoration take? And what is being done to prevent these attacks from happening again? Joining us now to discuss this issue is Daniel Savory, who's the Senior Manager of Communications at Flow Jamaica. Thanks so much for being here with us, Ms. Savory.
Thank you for having me.
So to begin, can you explain the nature and the extent of the vandalism to Flow's network? What exactly was damaged and which areas were most affected?
All right, so let me just paint a picture for you. Vandalism has been something that we've been dealing with as a business for many years, coming from the time when we used to, and I emphasize, used to have miles and miles of copper cables running underground, right? Obviously, at the time, there was a great market for copper sales and so on. We took a decision to go 100% fiber. That project was completed this year. And so there's no copper left in the ground, right? So that has been a long-standing issue. Following that, we then started to see where fiber cables were mistakenly cut, thinking that they were copper. We've done widespread education about, fiber. There's no benefit in a fiber cable. It's really just shards of glass running in a tube deep underground, right? So we're now moving from, it's gone to, this is something that could be potentially funding individuals to, maybe this is a mistake, thinking there's something valuable here, to what we're seeing now, it's just carelessness, it is just malicious damage, deliberate cuts, right? That's on one side of things in terms of vandalism. We're also seeing theft. And so you'd have seen, even in the lead up to Hurricane Melissa, as we worked to, refuel our generators and so across the island, we're seeing damage to Flow infrastructure, stolen fuel, stolen batteries, stolen generators, and all of this results in a disruption of service to our customers, right? A lot of people don't know those cables that run underground also impact your mobile service. And so you'll have customers experiencing intermittent service. As happened this week, we had a major incident of vandalism in the New Kingston Halfway Tree area, where someone went down into the manholes and cut several of our cable pairs that are running under the ground. That resulted in more than 60 businesses in the New Kingston Halfway Tree area being without their internet service. That means POS machines can't work, ATMs are having trouble, people are at work not able to connect. And of course, our residential customers were also impacted in terms of their internet services as well as their cable services. So that kind of paints a picture of what has been happening.
So what's the extent of the disruption right now as we speak? Are you able to say or provide a percentage in terms of 30%?
Sure, no. So currently that particular incident that impacted those customers was restored at 10 p.m. What's that? Tuesday night. Our technicians worked almost 12 hours from we discovered the damage. So all of those business customers and residential customers were restored yesterday.
Are there any customers at this time who are without services because of previous incidents that would have happened?
So, I mean, none that I can specify immediately right now, but I would say that it is a widespread issue. It impacts persons in the rural areas and so on. This is a matter almost every week we would see incidents of tampering with our systems one way or another.
So were any emergency or critical services disrupted during that time?
Of course, understanding that our services power the banks, they power our hospitals, they power our police stations. There's so many things that, you know, will rely on an internet connectivity, sometimes even our traffic lights, Jamaica Eye. These are things that are impacted when the internet service goes down, right? Some of our customers, some of our, you know, they're able to build in what we call redundancy so that if once one route of connectivity goes down, another can be used. But we've also seen incidents where both us and our competitor have been impacted by these incidents of vandalism. And so this has really been a challenging time. And of course, this is also positioned against a network that's not fully restored following Hurricane Melissa. You understand? So understand that when a deliberate incident happens, we have to pull a crew from somewhere else to come and repair it. So this is really a counterproductive situation that we're facing. You know, we have been appealing just for cooperation from the public in terms of vigilance. We've launched a helpline. The number is 922-HELP. If persons see someone, you know, somebody that is not appropriately branded in their flow vest, their helmets, their vans, just to give us a call. We work very closely with the police, and that number goes straight into our security operations center, and we are quick on the draw to have someone come out to investigate those incidents. Of course, we have had some arrests. We have some convictions in terms of persons. A lot of those persons, multiple incidents involving those individuals. But what we're also calling for is stiffer penalties for these acts. We have likened it to state terrorism because the cost of repairing the damage does not compare to the national cost. We talk about businesses not able to do transactions, kids not able to log on for online learning and so on. There is a greater national cost, and so we're really, you know, at this time we're really calling for a lot of national focus. We do have the cooperation of the minister. The Prime Minister has also signaled his intent, but this is really a very challenging situation for all of us as utilities, not just limited to flow.
When he says stricter penalties, what exactly does that look like for you?
So I mean, what we see fines, and sometimes, you know, the fines that are awarded, you know, are not necessarily enough to dissuade the perpetrator. So they get arrested, get convicted, they pay a fine. A couple months later, they're either out on the street or they pay a simple fine and they're out. It's not enough. We need stronger penalties to be applied so that people see it as a real deterrent. You know?
All right, Ms. Avery, and what message would you send at this time to customers or flow customers who may be frustrated or, you know, worried about the impact of this incident, or these incidents rather?
Well, first, I just want to say a big thank you for their patience. This has been a challenging situation for us as a company, and we definitely understand as customers. I mean, following Hurricane Melissa, we have increased the number of technicians that we have working every single day. And so we just want to give persons the assurance that we are working on. If you're impacted by an incident, please, you know, feel free to reach out. We have had, obviously, increased volumes of calls coming into our contact center, you know, damage coming from the storm, as well as damage related to these incidents. You know, the team, we have a network monitoring and surveillance system, so we are actually able to see the damage perhaps even before you call. And so just rest assured that we are on it. We are fully committed to keeping you connected, and we just ask for your patience and your cooperation at this time. As I mentioned,